How are you? Hey, everybody. This is like take 24. We've been having some technical difficulty. And this kind of actually goes aligned perfectly with the series that we are beginning. And it's this does not work with me. This does not go with me. And this is something that I think it's really important that you understand. We are 2 weeks away from something miraculously is problems, we find the same issues and we encounter the same situation. And how is it that we can prepare and transition ourselves into having a successful and overcomers as we prepare for a new year? It's a story about David. And for those that are not familiar with David's background, David, first of all, he was a shepherd. He had no experience as a warrior, he had no experience in the battlefield. He was simply a pastor. He was a pastor. I want you to go check on your brothers because the brothers during this time were in battle. And so dad was there to check how difficult it is to destroy because of his stature, because of his experience, because of how powerful he is. And here comes David. Who is this chump? Who, who is this kid that has come into the battlefield? Really, you have that are not able to overcome Goliath, and here comes this non-experienced kid boy that says that you it. And this kind of goes in scripture that's based in First Book of Samuel. David is saying, "I'll take care of it. I'll." And so automatically, the king says this: "Hey, don't be ridiculous. No way that you can fight and possibly win. You're only a boy, and he's been a man. Have you ever heard of that before? You're only a boy, and he's a man. It's like you automatically are disqualified before it actually happens because of your language barrier, because of your background, or because of your lack of experience. You're only a boy. You can't do it, or you're only a girl. It's a man's job, or you don't have the qualifications, or you don't have the experience, or you don't have the expectations. And he's been a man of war since his youth. So automatically, the king labels David as being disqualified. Automatically, David is placed in a box where he does not meet the expectation of destroying a giant. Many of us have been placed in a box where you've been labeled as being disqualified because of your past, because of your condition, because of what you're going through. And it's like you cannot overcome, you cannot accomplish, you cannot prevail. Look at your situation, look at your condition. You don't meet the requirements, you don't meet the experience, you don't meet the qualifications, and automatically you are disqualified because of that. And so here comes David saying, "Hey, I destroy animals that try to eat the shepherds, and I've done this, and I've done that." And then David tries to convince the king how he can do it. But here's what's interesting out of the story, which is what I want to give reference tonight. Saul said this, "All right, go ahead." It's almost like the king is trying to prove David wrong. So, you know what? You want to do it? Go ahead and do it. And may God be with you. In other words, best of luck, David. I wish you the best of luck. This is not going to end well, but what happens? And so the Bible says that Saul gave David his own armor. Here's the number one mistake that happens here is that Saul tried to put on David his armor. You see, a lot of us, we are in the same situation where people have tried to put their experience or They try to put their arm, they try to give you words, they try to help you, but it's not working for you. It may have worked for them, it may have helped them, but it's not working for you. And here's what I want to do a separation today. Times we are guilty, and I'm guilty of it, where I try to help somebody and I think that I'm doing good when in reality, I'm not helping that person. I think that by me speaking to this person, I am doing good when in reality, I'm holding this person back from doing what God has called them to do. I'll give you an example. When I started in the ministry, I was 17 years old, and there were people from the church that I attended that would tell my mom, he's too young. He shouldn't be preaching right now. He should focus on school, which I was attending school. And there were so many people that were trying to discourage me when they actually meant good, but it was not helping me. They were trying to take me away from me to do. I didn't have the experience. I didn't meet the qualifications. I didn't speak a lick of Spanish. And here I was, a 17-year-old boy traveling to Houston, Texas, delivering my first message, not knowing what in the world I was doing. But in the background, there were voices, there were opinions of others saying, you shouldn't do it. You're going to, it's not going to work out. I want to tell you right now, Saul tried to put his armor over David. And here's what happens. He put on a bronze helmet and he put on a coat. And David put on and he strapped a sword over it. And he took a step and he kind of looked around himself and he had never worn this before. And David said this, I cannot go into this. I'm not used to this. So David took it off again. And tonight, I want to tell you that you have to begin to take off the layers. You have to begin to remove the words that have been spoken over you. There are words